you wake up to the sound of fire. Real fire. Not metaphorical, not poetic. Just plain skin-peeling physics. The crowd is yelling. Some are praying. Most are pretending they didn't beg you for help last month. You'd laugh at your lungs were full of smoke. They say you bewitched the king. You'd argue, but that's hard to do when your mouth tastes like charcoal and irony. You didn't curse him. You cured him. He was dying, sweating, gasping, turning purple, while his doctors debated whether to bleed him or pray harder. You fixed him, and somehow, that's the crime. Now the sky's the color of copper and regret. The king's balcony looms above you. He's watching, silent, like a man trying to remember whether guilt is contagious. And in that moment, right before the flames crawl high enough to erase your name, you realize something. History doesn't hate witches. It hates women who survive too well. But before the ashes finish the story, let's rewind, because every fire starts with a spark. And if you want more Dark Tales history tried to burn, you already know, hit that like button and subscribe, so the next forgotten story doesn't go up in smoke. You're born on a humid night near the Niger River, where the frogs never shut up and mosquitoes treat blood like a buffet. Your mother is a midwife, a woman who's seen more miracles and tragedies than any priest could handle. Your father? Let's just say he contributed his DNA and disappeared like morning fog. Childhood isn't cruel, it's just indifferent. You grow up chasing goats, grinding millet, and watching the old healer mutter things you're not supposed to hear. You notice patterns, others don't. You can tell when someone's about to die by the sound of their breathing. You can tell when rain's coming by how the ants panic. You can tell when grown men are lying, which is always. The villagers start calling you the listening girl. Cute at first, creepy later. By 10, you're the bad omen. By 12, you're the one everyone avoids until they're bleeding. Your first patient is a boy gored by a bull. You wrap his leg in boiled bark. He lives. Everyone calls it witchcraft. You call it logic. Soon, the old healer takes you in not because he likes you, but because you won't shut up about how things work. He teaches you herbs, anatomy, and how to pretend you're humble when men are watching. You learn your first truth. People fear what doesn't need their permission. And when you save your second life, you start to realize you're not just healing bodies. You're threatening the system, and systems hate competition. Speaking of survival, if you want stories that refuse to die quietly, don't forget to subscribe. History might forget them, but you don't have to. You walk for days to reach Timbuktu, the city of gold, scholars, and condescension. The air smells like dust and parchment. The men smell like superiority. You love it here already. You sit outside classrooms, eavesdropping while students quote philosophers who never met a sick person in their lives. You copy notes on scraps of leather. You study how the body breaks and how it lies to protect itself. A scholar catches you once. He burns your hand as punishment. You heal it with your own salve. He calls that blasphemy. You call it poetic. By 17, you know herbs that could kill a horse or calm a fever. You could write your own medical text if anyone would let a woman write. Then comes the summons. The king is dying. No physician can save him. No priest can exorcise the sickness. They bring you in under torchlight, like a criminal performing a miracle. His chamber reeks of gold and sweat. You see it immediately: infection. Easy to fix. Hard to explain to people who think pus is divine punishment. You drain it. He breathes again. For one brief moment, you're a hero. Then the whispers begin. How did she do it? Who taught her? Is she even human? You think you've cured a king. What you really did was wound an empire's pride. And pride always bites back. Before we get burned too, make sure you like this video, because the next chapter is where the smoke really starts. The king recovers. The court doesn't. The doctors glare. The priests quote scriptures they barely understand. The wives whisper your name like a curse. You're the only one who knows the truth. Power is allergic to gratitude. The king gifts you bracelets and gold. The priests call it a pact with demons. Soon, you're summoned again, not for healing, but for questioning. They demand to know who gave you your powers. You say, reading. They look offended. When that fails, they accuse you of sorcery. You remind them that they prayed while you worked. It doesn't matter. You're too educated to be safe, too effective to be ignored. The whispers swell until even the king starts believing them. He stops calling you savior, starts calling you her. You notice he coughs again. You don't offer help. Every miracle has an expiration date. Before the next betrayal hits, take a second, like, share, and subscribe. Because this empire's about to show you what happens when logic meets fear. You could have fled. You don't. You've survived ignorance before. How bad could royal politics be? Answer: catastrophic. One night, guards ransack your hut. They find herbs, journals, sketches of human anatomy. Evidence of witchcraft, they say. You laugh. If I were a witch, you'd all be frogs by now. They don't appreciate the joke. Your trial is a parade of hypocrisy. Men who couldn't treat a fever are now experts in sin. The priest reads your sentence like he's auditioning for a villain role. Death by fire. You spend the night in a damp cell, writing on the wall with a bone. You're not praying, you're recording. Because if you're going to die, someone should at least remember why. In the dark, you whisper to the rats, I cured a king, and he killed me for it. That's going in the record. If stories like this make your blood boil or freeze, hit that like button. History's got more villains than any horror movie. The morning of your death smells like dust and arrogance. The crowd gathers like vultures. The king watches from his balcony, eyes empty. You wonder if he still feels the scar you healed. They tie you to the stake. The priest lists your crimes: arrogance, sorcery, blasphemy. You interrupt, don't forget competence. He doesn't laugh. The flames start as whispers, then roar into a hymn. You taste metal, smoke, regret, and victory. Because the king coughs again. Loudly, violently. People stare.
Help me, I can't.
Some gasp. The irony is delicious. You want to shout, I told you so, but your throat's already turning to cinders. In your last breath, you smile. You can't kill a lesson. You can only delay who learns it next. The fire eats your body. The story eats the king. And centuries later, someone's watching this video, realizing that your ashes built the first chapter of African medical history. So, if you made it this far, you're officially part of the resistance against forgotten history. Like, subscribe, and share this story before someone decides it's too much truth again.